Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert, and another day comes to a close, right? I spent some time out today, as there was some little breaks in the wind here and there, and the winds are coming out of the northeast and the east, and they're cold. But never got to 60 today, but it was just one of those days. As you can see, all the pallets are cleaned up. I did those the other day. And then I got all the wood stacked and put away. And I did get to go into the garage today because I had to bring some of the recycling out to the garage and lock it up. And worked inside of the containers for a while, putting stuff away and organizing a little bit. So I just got a little bit of energy, and I said, hey, let's build a bird bath. So there it is, right there beside the bird feeder. And I set that in. I put it a little higher than I wanted to because my post hole auger wasn't working as good as it should. And it was just stale fuel. I had just cleaned the fuel out and put fresh fuel in, and it started up and worked again. But that was after I had already put this thing in place. So I set it in this direction because that's the direction that the two major winds come from, northeast and behind me southwest. So I figured this would be the best way to accept the wind. And I painted the inside white so that it won't heat up too much in the summer sun. But you can see some scratches in there already, and that's because the birds found it within the first 15 minutes of me putting it out here. Not too many birds wanted to take a bath today though, because it wasn't that warm, but it does work. And the bottom side I painted black, so just so it's protected from rusting and things like that. And the metal post, I figured that'll keep rodents from wanting to climb it or being able to climb it. And once they get up to the dish, they can't go anywhere anyway, so even if they were able to climb it. Now I just had filled this bird feeder the other day, and these birds really go through it pretty quickly. So I'll have to refill that again, but I'm out of the wild birds feed. All I've got left is thistle seed, but I'll put some thistle seed in there until next time I go to town. I'll get a bag of wild bird seed, because boy, those birds are really multiplying out here. So the chickens got all of their stuff done today, and I also collected eggs. I had another close to 3 dozen. I think it was 2 eggs short of 3 dozen. Uh-oh. You see what I see over there? I better go pick that up. See, the wind's coming from the opposite direction, so my new house here wasn't protecting the greenhouse on the other side, and that looks like it's too big to be part of my greenhouse. But we'll head over and see anyway, because if it is, I don't want the winds to change direction and take that further away. You know what? It looks like somebody's cardboard box or something, maybe. Yeah, I banged my ankle when I got up to use the bathroom first thing this morning. And it's a little sore, so I'm moving kind of slow, like Uncle Joe from Petticoat Junction. There's Uncle Joe, he's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction. Woo woo. Oh, you know what? That is a full-size panel. That's a whole wall panel. So yeah, it's a good thing I came over to get it. So let's see. If it is a wall panel, I have to get it back into place tonight before closing up. If it's a roof panel, I can do without it for until tomorrow. But if it's a wall panel, then critters can get into my garden. So let's go in and see what it is. And I've got one other thing I really do need to cover. And for Jim, oh, look at this. My door's wide open. Talk about critters getting in. Huh. I didn't lock the door and the winds blew it open. Bumper. Well, if there's anything in here, I should scare them by walking through. Weird weather. Okay, it's a roof panel from the top part of the roof right there. So I can live with that for the night, and I'll get to that tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I'll put this down here where it'll hold. Aren't the blossoms beautiful? Yeah. Now, these are the first ones that blossomed, and I don't see them setting any fruit yet. But who knows? We'll see. All right. So I'm going to head out of here and lock up. Hopefully the critters haven't found the door opening yet and didn't get in here. So, wow. There, that's locked up now. All right. So, as I was saying, I got one other thing I need to cover for Jim H. He wanted to know about the DC breaker I'm using on my wind turbine. Yeah, I took down the two small, the store-bought and my homemade small antenna, and I put my big one up. And I went from 21 channels to 39. Isn't that something? All right, so let's see if I can get in here. All right, so this is a DC breaker, Jim, and it's wire in, wire out. It's not a snap-in type breaker, okay? And I got this from Santa Ana Breakers on Edinger Avenue in Santa Ana, California. I think you can find them online. But I'll be upfront with you, those things are not cheap. And they're a lot more expensive than AC breakers. But I bought it for this project originally, and then realized I really don't need it because, warning, PMAs and PMGs do not like to be disconnected while running. So if the winds are blowing, you want to make sure it's connected to your rectifier and your batteries. If you don't have a load on it, it'll freewheel and it'll damage the stator in your alternator. So don't let them freewheel, and don't break them. You're not supposed to put brakes on these things. Okay, so just let them run. I mean, they've got a maximum output at a certain speed, and mine is like 90 miles an hour for the maximum output. But if winds get up to 90 miles an hour, trust me, the last thing I'm going to be worrying about is whether I need to put a brake on my PMA. I don't think I'm going to have anything else standing around here. It's all going to be gone. We don't get 90 mile an hour winds. Those are hurricane winds, and we don't get hurricanes. So anyway, still at 12.7, 12.9 on the incoming charge on the banks. And when I got up this morning, that's what it's usually at for the night right there. It's 12.7 to 12.9. And when I get up in the morning, it's usually gone down to about 12.6. Sometimes I've even seen it down to 12.4. But That's because I forgot some lights on, and they were running all night long, so I lost a couple of tenths of a volt. But other than that, yeah, this morning I got up, and just as the sun was coming out, and I looked at the gauge inside the cabin, and I was at 13.9 because the winds blew constantly all night long, non-stop. And I'm talking about 20 to 30 miles an hour, just all night long. And I didn't get much sleep last night, so I did take a nap this afternoon after I set up the bird bath. But I didn't reset this up because the winds will just blow it back down again. And Clem's doing fine hunkering down where he is. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget questions, comments down at the bottom. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I hope that answers your question, Jim H. Like I said, it's kind of a not needed item to put a DC breaker in line with your turbine. I put it there just because I needed a shutoff switch to reset that watt meter that I showed yesterday or the day before or whatever it was. That's because I had it. But you can just put a regular battery cutoff switch that you can buy at any one of the automotive stores and that stuff, or Harbor Freight Tools even sells them. It's just a wire in, wire out with a plastic key switch, so you can disconnect your battery from your car, so that people go to try to hot wire it and there's no battery power. But yeah, that works as a perfect switch for shutting off your power from your PMA. From your PMA to your batteries. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget your thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. This is G Bear signing off.